Welcome to YourTown television program. I'm your host, Paula Joy MacNab. What a pleasure. You know, if you watch this show regularly, that I have amazing, amazing guests, and I am honored today to have some more. So I want to welcome to the show Kurt Schake, Schake, I was right the first time, and Tony White, Anthony White. And I've invited both of them here today. As you know, veterans are really near and dear to my heart, and I was very touched. I had the privilege to meet Kurt a couple of weeks ago when he came to speak to my real estate office at Coldwell Banker. And he shared the work that he's doing at the Veterans Transition Center right here in our community. And I went up and grabbed him literally afterward and said, I need to talk to you. And I would love to talk to a vet. And so they absolutely are willing to give their time and their generosity to speak to us today. So welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
I am just delighted to have you both here. It really means a lot to me. And so I want to start by just letting people know, because I think this is fairly new information to the community or not known information to the community. What is the Veterans Transition Center?
The Veterans Transition Center is a transitional housing program located on the former Fort Ord. We serve homeless veterans. We bring them in, we give them a range of services with the goal on getting them through our program, off any addictive issues they have, plugged into any mental health or medical treatment that they need, with the goal at the end of plugging them back into society as productive members of the community.
That's a huge task, isn't it, Kurt?
It is, but we get a lot of help. We have a very good staff, and we have a large network of community supporters, both corporate and individual, and we're very proud to do that, and we're very proud to serve Monterey County here at Fort Ord.
Now, how long has the center been open?
Almost 20 years.
Has
We're
it
coming
really?
up on our 20th year.
Oh, my goodness. See, and I consider myself fairly plugged into things in the community, and I didn't know about it until recently. So that's, again, thank you for being here to spread this word about what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's really important. And Tony, tell us a little bit about your story. You obviously are a vet, and you're involved with the center. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, Paula.
Yeah.
Okay, around 2013, I was down in the Bay Area, and I was trying to get clean and sober. I was couch surfing, you know, living over at this person's place, that person's place. And I was in between jobs, and I did pretty good staying away from methamphetamines, and then I had a relapse. And when I was, after I had relapsed, knowing that I had clean time, it kind of hurt me really bad. So I was laying on my bed, I was depressed, I didn't know if I was going to go to the VA, try to get help again, or I was really fighting it and wanting to go out and use again. Well, at that time, this lady called on the phone, a friend of mine, and she said, Tony, you need to get in touch with these people in Marina. Where's Marina? She gave me the phone number, and I called, and I went in for a consultation interview, and they told me, well, if you can stay clean for 30 days, we can get you in the program.
30 days.
So she gave me just some directions. The lady gave me some directions. She told me to go to the VA in Palo Alto every day. Just stay there, stay away from, because I was having a hard time. I knew too many people down there was doing too much stuff, and it was very hard not working. So I managed to stay at the VA in Palo Alto every day. I would go home and crash at night, and I made it for 30 days, and they called me up. I loaded up this Army duffel bag on the back of my motorcycle, and I came to Marine. I started a journey. I found out that there is a place that cares. You know, I got there, I got a room. I finally had a place where I can spend the night and not get up in the middle of the night, worry about something happening, you know, or someone knocking on the door. Or I felt safe.
Yeah, you felt safe. So talk to me about that. I would think that feeling safe, we take that so for granted, Tony. I go home at night, I've got a roof over my head, and I have a door that I can lock behind me. And I didn't realize until a couple of years ago, I interviewed a pastor in a local church here, and he talked about homeless women in particular, talking about how they don't have a safe place to spend the night. I was so touched by that realization. So you talk about feeling safe. That had to have been huge for you.
It was been big impact on my life. I mean, you know, you make deals with people, you know, and they want to help you and everything, and the minute that, you know, you get a job or you get some money, they want it from you and everything, and you never get nowhere. A confrontation happens and you have to find another place to live. This program gave me a place for 2 years, told me what they expect of me, and all I had to do is follow instructions.
So as a military man, so tell me, where did you grow up, Tony?
I grew up in the Bay Area,
Okay.
Oakland, California, and moved down towards San Jose.
And when did you go into the military? How old were you?
I went in 1976.
In 76, and where did you serve?
I did my basic training in AIT in Fort Knox, Kentucky, and then I was flown to Germany, and I stayed in a place with the 2nd 11th ACR. I was a tanker, and we protected what they called the Fulda Gap. It was peacetime, but it was pretty much, we were practicing, you know, maneuvering 24/7 all the time.
What did that do to you as a young man? How old were you then?
I was 17 and a half.
You were 17 and a half years old, so you're taken and put yourself into an environment where you're practicing war. What did that do to you?
It was all right at the time. I was young. I was looking for something different. I was part of a team.
Yep.
The government trusted me with big, giant military armored vehicles. We were fed, you know, we had places to shower. We learned things. I learned so much about myself, that what I can do and everything. You know.
Oh, I bet you did. What can you do? What are you good at, Tony?
Problem solving, fixing things.
Yeah, I bet you are.
I learned one thing, though. You know, I cannot fix, you know, humans. I can fix machines. But,
darn.
you know, I tried so hard for many years, you know.
Don't we all?
Yes.
If we ever get that lesson, that'll be a good one.
And that's a very good point, that we work in repaying the service that the individuals did. The individuals like Tony, they serve their country. Now we at VTC serve them. And what makes us unique is we focus on the human. It's not merely a house. We center on case management and getting the human well. And we take in families, we take in pets, we take in children, spouses. That makes us quite unique in the veteran service community, and we're very proud to do it so that they don't have hesitation to enter our program.
Well, and this is a thing. I asked you about this before we came on air, and I appreciate you're willing to talk about this. A question that I have for both of you, and you particularly, Tony, is when I see, obviously a veteran on the street asking for food, asking for money, asking for whatever, I don't know what to do. And I often pass by and I avert my eyes, and that hurts me to do that. What can I do that's going to help that man or woman not be standing on that street corner the next time I go by, and in a year from now, and in 2 years from now, and 5 years from now? That's my fear. If I enable that lifestyle, that person's going to keep living that lifestyle. What can I do?
Well, first of all, Pamela, I thank you for the question. You know, you can give them a couple bucks, but I'm hoping by the end of this interview that you in your heart will say, hey, look, I know these people. I know this program. Please, get over there. You know what I mean? Because I've seen it work. I know what it does. And hopefully we can just, today it's amazing because, you know what, my job is to get the people off the street. And hopefully, you know, that we have to learn and we get better at this, and we could be one of the programs in the nation, and we can get all the homeless people off the street.
Oh, wouldn't that be a dream?
You know, that would be my blessing. You know, that's what I work so hard for. You know, but yes, I know how disturbing it is when you drive down the street and you sit at the intersection and the poor guys are with this sign, and it shouldn't be like that. And like I said, I hate to repeat this, but today, you know, our emergency situation is to get these vets off the street. Get them in a safe place, get to know them a little bit, find out their barriers, what can we do to help? And like surgeons, you know what I mean, doctors, we get in there and we give them the best that we know what's worked for us. And you know, the amazing thing is when they come to the program, they get to know us, we get to know them, and at the end, you know, my company lets me fill up the box truck, and I get to take furniture into their new, you know, apartment and all that stuff, and that's such an awesome feeling. That's what keeps my fight going and why I'm here, and it's just, I get to do it one veteran at a time.
One veteran at a time.
You know, and it's not about to me, it's not about making money. It's it's about
Right.
really helping people.
Right.
And that's the way it should be.
So if I give them some food,
Yeah.
say, and I give them information and maybe a couple of bucks, would that be
Yes,
best?
and the information is the most.
The information, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have any printed information, Kirk, that I
Yes,
can
we
get
do, and
afterward, and I would like
absolutely.
to help distribute and actually take back to my office at Coldwell Banker and share that, because I
Yes.
think people would do it if we knew, and that's what, again, I thank you so much for being here. So let me ask you, you talk about furniture, and I know from having been an interior designer and a realtor, there's a lot of furniture that goes kind of missing. How can we help get that to you?
You can give us a call.
Okay.
We are located on
Okay.
Imgen Parkway on the
Okay.
Old Fort Ord. We're
All right.
at Imgen and 12th Street.
Okay.
We have a vehicle. We have willing workers that
We
will
have
pick that
strong
up.
men?
Absolutely.
All right.
And what we do is we pick up the furniture, and then as Tony said, when they move in with us, we have a fully furniture, the house is fully
How
full
many
of
units
furniture.
are there, Kurt?
Altogether 74 units. So
Okay.
we have 74 different units that we use. The houses are set up. We have segregated women housing, we have family housing, and then we have single housing for the
Okay.
men.
And how many are available at this point, would you say?
It depends. We're constantly updating our list. We're always
Okay.
at about 97-98% capacity. So we want to serve as many as we can. The small gap is turnover as we're
Right.
cleaning and in processing
Right.
someone. So we have a range of housing programs that we offer. We
Talk
offer
to us about that.
emergency residential services is to get veterans in our case, but homeless, off the street.
Right.
I would also add that a partner in the same building is the Coalition of Homeless Services Providers. They serve Monterey and San Benito counties, so
Okay.
they can help homeless in general. We can help homeless veterans.
Right.
So we have emergency residential services to get them off the street immediately. Then we have a range of programs through
Let me ask you, and excuse me for interrupting, but this is so critical. So if someone is on the street, can they just come and knock on your door and say, I'm here, can you help? Or how
Yes.
does that
They
process
can do
work?
that, and then we can help them. We can plug them into other service providers that can also help them. There's an entire network of support.
Okay.
The challenge is getting them in the door and getting that level of trust.
Right, and that's the piece that I it'd be easy if it was just a phone call and a walk over, but I know it isn't that easy.
Right, and we work with local service providers, we work with police departments, shelters, so we're constantly looking for any veterans that may need our services. So we have a lot of outreach programs, and we send people across the region to prisons, to Santa Cruz, to San Benito, to Monterey County. We have outreach at all those levels so that we can reach the vets that may need help.
Right.
And then in the middle, we do a 2-year program that Tony went through called transitional housing. So that's up to 2 years. The average resident stays about 10 months, and during that time, we take them in, we plug them into all the services they may be eligible for. Medical, dental, any psychological counseling, anything like that they may need.
Right.
Most of it is off-site through the Veterans Administration. Some of it is on-site, but we coordinate all of that, individually tailored to the veteran.
Right.
And then on the other end, we have permanent supportive housing as well. So when people graduate from our program, we now have the ability to keep them and house them indefinitely in our housing. So 74 units, and we're growing, we're expanding. Sadly, the need still exists, but we are reaching out across California to help as we can. But our focus is on Monterey County.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, it's so interesting to see what's possible when hearts and minds come together.
And that's the key, is the personal touch, as Tony was talking about. So we really look to engage them one-on-one, tailor the services to meet their needs and desires.
Right.
So that the cycle of homelessness for not only the individual but the family and their children is broken.
Right.
So the goal is a permanent house at the end of this program, fully furnished at no cost by VTC, supportive services lined up for the rest of their life, job skills, job development, and a position so that they can be productive members of society.
Yeah. So how can people help, Kurt?
people can help, one, knowing where there
Go ahead and give the phone number and all the details, please. Yeah.
So we are located in Fort Ord off Engine Parkway. If you put in VTC, Veterans Transition Center, you can find where we're located and all of our numbers.
Okay.
But we are there. We are available. We have staff on duty round the clock. Tony actually lives in the facility, so he has the ability to work 24 hours for the need that might exist.
Excellent.
And then what we look to do is serve anyone who has a need. And if we can't do it, there are other veteran services and other homeless services that can. We're a community in this, and we want to help.
That's powerful.
And what we can always use, awareness is the first thing.
Right.
The second thing, we're always looking for furniture because we furnish our facility, and then they're
I can certainly help you with that one. If anybody's got furniture, it's me.
Good, absolutely. So we're very grateful for you and your contact. And then beyond that, we're always looking for support, donations of time and money. Right now we're looking...
What kind of a volunteer, what can people do?
Well, we have volunteer coordinators on site. If they call us, we try to work with you to figure out what are your skill sets, what are your interests, and then our needs, and we try to balance those to best serve the veteran. So that's the goal. And we have a lot of services that are offered. At any one time, we'll have about 90 veterans and family members that are living with us for up to 2 years. So there's a lot of engagement.
There's a lot to do.
There is a lot to do, and we're very proud of this community that has been so supportive for us.
Well, that is fantastic. Well, thank you both so much for being here. And Tony, I could talk to you for a long, long time, I could tell.
Well,
I hope to do that. I want to come out and see the center. You two are an amazing contribution to the community, and I thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for being here. I'm your host, Paula Joy MacNab. You've been watching YourTown television program. And please, do listen to what these men have said and take it to heart and take the action that all of us can do, including myself. I will make myself available to spread this information. I hope the gentleman will get me some pamphlets or cards or whatever they have to share and to hand out at those street corners instead of just driving by, averting our eyes. I don't want to be that person doing that anymore. No, you choked me up. Thank you so much again. It's been YourTown television program. Your host, Paula Joy MacNab. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Paula.